Generic greetings and welcome to Survival plus Zafehouse Diaries episode 1. This is the game I did a preview plus video on, and several people said, why don't you turn it into some sort of series? So here we are. It's going to be a mini-series, and the reason I use those terms is because I very much doubt it'll be a 30 to 40 episode epic story arc of birth, death, murder, betrayal. Actually, there probably will be the last two, but you know, it's not going to be a really long series as far as I'm planning anyway. Probably going to be 2 or 3 episodes of me trying to survive and then getting eaten. If you're not actually aware of what this game's about, you have a couple of options. You can either go and watch the preview plus video, which, you know, if you click on the link now, it'll take you to there, you can watch that, and then come back. But assuming you don't want to sit through that 50-odd minute video, I really make my preview videos far too long. Assuming you don't want to sit through that, or you may have already done so, The game is basically about survival. You have to survive long enough in order to be rescued by the helicopter. Or, in this particular scenario, you have to be rescued by the helicopter. There's just 3 distinct problems with that as far as I can sort of count. Problem number 1. You have to survive long enough in order to be rescued, but there are several hundred zombies trying to eat your face. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, hang on, whoa. Roll back a second. There's several hundred zombies trying to eat you. Yes, that is correct. You are in a zombie town, okay? Everybody, apart from the 5 of you, are zombies, and they're trying to eat you. And you're probably thinking, hang on, wait a minute. So that's problem number 1, right? That's on the top of the pile, right? Why add any more problems? Well, the game's developers didn't sit around doing that. They thought, right, zombies, what else can we have? Okay, problem number 2, you're all human. And you probably, hang on, and you're probably thinking, what? Why is that a problem? Well, in general, humans don't really get on historically, and aside from malaria, we've probably killed more of each other than anything else, so I'm guessing that there might be a bit of violence. In this game, everybody hates each other, and if they don't hate each other at the start, they will do eventually, and then that turns to violence and death. And I mean, not the fact that there's hundreds of zombies trying to eat you, you know, you've got in-bickering as well, just because humans and such, and bleh. Problem number 3. And you're probably thinking, hang on, zombies? That's a big problem. Everyone trying to kill each other in the only 5 remaining? That's an even bigger problem. Surely there can't be another problem. Yes, well, there is. As I mentioned previously, there is a helicopter coming to rescue you. However, you don't know where or when that helicopter will turn up. And if you do find that information out, you don't know what the frequency is to contact the helicopter on, and if you did, you don't have a radio. So you might say that this game is about problem solving, actually, not really about survival. Let me just go onto the other screen just for a moment, and we'll read this note here. The chopper is on the way to the designated evac point. Just remember the word designated there. Be there at the designated time and contact us on the standard frequency. This is our last stop. If you miss us, then there's no one left to come get you. Hope you've still got your radio, okay? So let's just break this down. Designated evac point, designated time. I don't know what them are. Contact us on the standard frequency. Well, unless it's 1234 or 0000, I don't know what the standard frequency is. Hope you've still got your radio. Well, no. So basically, we've got a note saying, there's a chopper, it's going to turn up somewhere, somehow, contact it in your own time. Smoke signals? No, maybe not. So we have to contact a helicopter and find out exactly when or where it's turning up. That's our objective, I guess. We have 5 survivors here at the bottom, and we have 1 big randomized map, or dynamically generated map as people prefer to say, to survive in. What we're going to do, we're going to run down all of our survivors, we're going to explain how they go. Like I say, if you haven't seen the preview video, I won't be going into as much detail as that video. That's more of an analysis sort of video. This will be a playthrough, so I will be explaining things as I go, because surely that's the whole point in a commentator, but I will also be, you know, I might be skipping ahead of some things, assuming you know certain things. But anyway, let's read from the diary before we go into that. So, Friday, July the 2nd, 6 AM, House 2, Glencrest Lane. This is how the game is told. So when you do things in the game, everything's broken down into hours. So 6 AM, and this is what happened at 6. When you click on this stopwatch, it'll go to 7 AM and then tell you a little bit of story, and it'll be written in the diary. I prefer the person writing the diary actually be fighting, but you know, not really my call. So there's a picture of our place that we're in. We made it. Among our fragile group, we have a cleaner, a surgeon, a firefighter, an athlete, and an engineer. So that's a good set of people, and I'll explain why in a moment. We arrived with a weapon, a few tools, some food, and a few medical supplies. So that's a good starting hand because we got medical supplies, and they're quite rare to start off with. The 5 of us are wary of each other. Walter isn't adjusting well to the group, but Vanessa might be able to hold everybody together. We found a note saying that a rescue operation was underway and a chop will arrive soon, but we don't know where or when. We should scour the town to discover as much information as possible. An address was scrawled on the back of the note, 7 Tanner Lane. It might be worth investigating. So this note here, that's the note that diary refers to, basically saying we're going to get rescued somehow there. So we're currently in 7 Glencrest Lane, and our objective is to find all of this information out. By the way, it is possible for you to not find the information and miss the helicopter time. Yeah, it is possible. Oh, and just fair warning, I may not win this game. In fact, after maybe 6 or 7 hours of playthrough, I've never won this game so far, so don't expect us to survive. It's about the journey and the story told in that journey, not the destination, okay? The destination is probably going to be zombies eating everybody's brains, not getting rescued, but if that doesn't happen and we do get rescued, then you can be pleasantly surprised along with myself. So, let's have a quick look at the town. As I said, this is randomly generated, or dynamically generated, as people prefer to say. All of the towns and buildings are, as well as everything inside it, as are our group at the bottom here. So we have 5 survivors. When you click on the survivors, we get this tree up here, all these lines, this sort of pentagrammy thing that's going off. And this tells us the relationship between different characters. Now, as I said, humans tend not to get on, and in this game there's a lot of prejudices about, and it is prejudice. It's just for whatever reason people don't like each other, they can't get on. Anyway, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to read through everybody's section, and we'll explain what the biography bits mean, and then we'll see how happy people are, and the relationship between different people. Excuse me while I drink, because it's extremely warm today. And the last week, anyway. Right, so we have Vanessa Harris, a firefighter, age 21. So, biography. It's split into 3 distinct areas. The top bit here shows... It gives a brief background of her, where she's from, what she did, her age, her sexual orientation, etc. This is mainly used for how other people perceive her. So, for example, if this person didn't like, I don't know, firefighters, you can read her biography and you can see she's a firefighter and that's why they don't like her. That's what it's mainly used for. But also gives a little bit of backstory about her. The whole game is pretty much written like this, so it's written as a story or a piece of information that's just naturally read, rather than a big block of this is what things are. Which is what I like it. It's what makes the game different. So, Vanessa was a firefighter, she's 21, straight, has a high school education and comes from a wealthy background. Then we have a second bit here. This second bit tells us her skills, what she's good at, and that's mainly determined by her profession, so in this case firefighter. So firefighters, people like firefighters, police officers, etc. tend to be good at a lot of things. So, she's experienced and stable, practical and realistic, is most useful for sniping zombies, preparing a meal, watching for zombies, cleaning up corpses, patrolling outside, barricading entrances, creating a distraction, and searching the location. So she's quite good at all of that, not bad at all. And we can see she isn't comfortable around men. Now, that's something you really need to take note of, because this relationship here, you can see we've got different lines and different symbols. The lines that are solid, like this one here, and this one here, and this one here, and this one here, that means that either person doesn't really have a problem with each other for any particular reason. They could still end up not liking each other, but they don't really have any prejudices. So Vanessa doesn't really have anything against Kelly? Yeah, and she doesn't have anything back at her. When we've got lines, like arrows like that, it means that this person doesn't like whatever the arrow's pointing to. So Vanessa H doesn't like Spencer B. And I'm guessing, well, you can see she's uncomfortable around men. We can see that he is, well, obviously a bloke, unless it's some sort of weird thing. Does it say... So he's a surgeon, he could have, you know, had a sex change? No, it doesn't say anything like that. So she doesn't like him because he's a guy, okay? Sexist, I guess, is the term. Now, we can see there's got some different lines here. This is like, well, they're not really lines, either they're, not octagons, octagon is 8. Hexagons, there's hexagons here. That means that the prejudice is reciprocated. So, she doesn't like him, for whatever reason, and he doesn't like hair for whatever reason. The different colours indicate the strength of that. So green is good, anything going to red is bad. So as you progress through yellow is not too bad. You go from like sort of green to like sort of light green to dark green to sort of yellow to orange down to red. When it gets to red, that's a problem. So we can see that this is a bit yellowish. It's a yellowy green. It's not too bad, the relationship there. This one, however, is getting into the orange. If we just click on him, we can just see he's uncomfortable around women. So she doesn't like men, he doesn't like women. That's why that's reciprocated. So that's hair anyway, and that's how all that works. Let's just go through around the characters quickly and see what we've got. So we also have Christina Patterson, athlete, age 42. Christina was an athlete. She is 42, straight, uneducated, and comes from a middle-class background. She is experienced and stable, practical and realistic, and is most useful for sniping zombies, preparing a meal, watching for zombies, cleaning up corpses, patrolling outside, crafting a distraction, and searching the location. She claims she isn't racist, she just doesn't like the look of Kelly, and there's Kelly. So she doesn't like Kelly. It doesn't tell you exactly, what sort of, like, what if she's racist towards a particular type of person. You can just have to guess by looking at the portrait. Although the term racist doesn't really fit because they're all human and that's their race. So, but don't get me started on that anyway. So, we've gone through Vanessa and Christine. Let's look at Walter. Walter Anderson, cleaner, age 25. Walter was a cleaner. By the way, I like the way it uses was a cleaner, after the zombie apocalypse. He's 25, straight, uneducated, and comes from a middle-class background. He's fit and strong, practical and realistic, but is not especially useful at anything. So he's our, not dead weight, but our spare guy. He's uncomfortable around women, so he doesn't like, 3 of the 5 we've got, which is not great, is it? Let's have a look at Kelly. Kelly Morris. I always got for saying Callie because yeah, that's about right anyway. Kelly Morris, engineer, age 38. Kelly was an engineer. She's 38, straight, has a university education, and comes from a wealthy background. She's experienced and stable, investigative and inquisitive, and is most useful for treating injuries, repairing a vehicle, modifying items, and making traps. She's uncomfortable around men. So that's, hang on, 2 people that are uncomfortable around men. Finally, we have Spencer Bell, surgeon, age 24. Spencer was a surgeon, he's 24, straight, has a university education, and comes from a wealthy background. I've never seen it give someone like a surgeon and give them like a high school background. I don't think that's possible. I'm guessing it's coded so that you have to be, if you're going to be a surgeon, you can't just come from like, from nowhere. You have to have some sort of university education or college education. He's experienced and stable, investigative and inquisitive. Is that investigative? Yeah, investigative and inquisitive. Is most useful for treating injuries, barricading entrances, repairing a vehicle, modifying items, and making traps. He claims he isn't racist. He just doesn't like the look of Kelly. And there's Kelly there. So, you know what? These people just have a problem with each other. There's zombies outside, there's problems, but they just can't get over their differences. They're, in different, you might go as far to say that these people just, should really put aside the differences, and if they can't, they deserve to get eaten by zombies. My feelings will remain moot. So, this is the building that we're currently in. We can see it's a house, 2 Glencrest Lane. It is unsecured, which means we haven't barricaded the thing up. We have 10 unsecured, windows and doors unsecured, 0 secured and 0 fortified. We have 0 of 9 traps in the building, 0 barricades, and we have a lot of furniture that we could probably break down to actually secure things up. We are 40% search, there are 0 zombies inside and 0 corpses, and everybody is idle. So the whole point is that you set people on orders, and they will go and do different things, and depending on their skills, they will be better or worse at doing that particular thing, and also when you can also get other people to help them doing that task, but depending on their relationship, that can alter the outcome. Let me just check our supplies before we crack on with that. We've got combat gear, 6 9mm rounds and a handgun. For tools, we have a carving knife, a frying pan, and a saucepan. For medicines, we have a packet of painkillers, and for food, we have 4 cooking ingredients. When you mouse over every single one, you can see they show you different things, like it shows you the stars. So that's got 3 in close combat, 3 in assault, 1 in sniping, 5 in ease, and 2 in quietness, and you can see the ammo it uses, and all of them have these different skills. So there you go, frying pan has level 5 in cooking, level 5 in quietness, 2 in close combat, 1 in assault, and the saucepan is similar. Carving knife is probably a little bit better. Yeah, cooking 2, quietness 5, close combat 2, assault 2. That just, to be honest, depending on what items you have, it determines your success or whatever of the skill you're actually doing. Anyway, let's give some people some orders and actually crack on with this. So, I have a plan. There's 2 main ways, or at least that I can tell, of playing the game. Like I say, the whole point in the game is you have to be rescued, and in order to do that, you have to find the information around town. Now, there's 2 ways of going about that. You have a party of 5, and you can keep sending the party from location to location to location, and basically go around the areas and search everywhere. That's one of the options you can do, and you only take what you need from location to location. I've tried that before, but that's not really my preferred method. My preferred method is to do the hold-up one. So you find a location, you get into it, you search it clean, you barricade it, you trap it, and you defend it like hell. And that is your stronghold. That is position 1. So you always retreat back to there, you will always defend it. That will be your bastion, your place where you will stay. And that's what I'm going to do. It's probably going to be the church, only because it's central. The bank might be, is sort of central-ish, but it's massive. You can see, look how big it is, and the chances are when we scout this out, it'll have like 47 windows or something stupid, whereas the church is a little bit smaller. That house is a little that house is a little bit better. We've got a, what is that, a police station? Yeah, that's a police station. That'll be a library. That'll be a store. That'll be, what is that? A warehouse. We've got another factory over there. We've got stores, and we've got a school down there. So different buildings give you different bonuses. That'll be a school. Oh no, university. But again, barricading and defending a university. I mean, look at the picture. I mean, the picture doesn't denote exactly how many windows they are, but it's the chances are you're not going to be able to hold out a university. Whereas a church, you've got a big spire. Or no, actually, I'm thinking of like UK churches, but American ones don't tend to, do they? They tend to be like that picture there, not like with a massive tower with a big clock on it. Anyway. So the plan is to search this place we're at now. We're then going to quickly look at this one down here because that's where our possible clue is, and then we're going to run up to the church and start barricading off. Okay, so we're going to start searching in this building. So you can see we have several orders, and we've also got orders that are grayed out which we can't do, either because we don't have the skills or because we don't need to do it. So for example, clean up corpses, we can't do that because, well, we've got no corpses inside. So we're going to search the location for anything useful. So if I click on it, we get a box here popping up. I know this didn't show in the preview video, and I apologise for that. Hopefully you'll be able to see it now. So we can see we've got several stars. 1 star means they are rubbish at it, and 5 stars means they are exceptional. 3 stars means they're average, okay, and everything in between you could probably work out yourself. So I can put different people onto this. So I'm going to put Vanessa, which is our... What is Vanessa? Vanessa is our firefighter. So we're going to put Vanessa onto searching the location. You can change it from anything useful to weapons and ammo, medical supplies, etc. I'm just going to put anything useful. And if I click on it again, we now get a different box. We now get a slightly different selection. We can see that we have the names and the stars like we did before, but we also have a circle with a different colour in it. That shows like the relationship in the general group. So for example, Christina is green, so putting Christina with her, they'll work well together because they are good. If I put Walter, not too good, that's orange, so we need to keep them apart. So I'm going to put Christina there. We're also going to put... do we put Spencer there? See, Spencer might be able to help out, or do we put Kelly there? We'll put Kelly with them as well. So we got, actually, was Kelly alright? No, Kelly wasn't very good at searching. Let's put Spencer with them, even though Spencer's a guy and they don't really get on with... Do they get on with each other? Christina? No, Christina likes Spencer, and Kelly... Yeah, Kelly, there's a bit of bad blood between them, but not a great deal, because we've got, Vanessa there as well. She can, because she works well with another person, that tends to increase it. If you put people that don't really work together well, there's a chance of a conflict. There's also a chance of the relationship going down. If you are successful while doing them things, though, that could raise how good the group are as well. So, it's something you really need to work on. So we're going to have them 3 doing that. We're going to modifying item, we're going to put Kelly on it. Look at that. So modifying item, we're going to put Kelly on it, and Kelly will be our mechanic, I'm guessing. Engineer, so she's got 5 stars in modifying items, which is fantastic. I'm going to leave it on any, so she's going to choose her own thing to actually work on. What she'll do is take things from the supplies and then start modifying it to make it better. And we finally got Walter. Walter's idle. Now, you can leave them on idle, and they'll just go around and do their own thing. Sometimes it is best to do that. I am going to get him to watch for zombies. He's got 3 stars in it, so it's okay. So I think that's it. Everybody's got orders, so we go back to the main menu, and we click on the watch, and that will end the turn, as it were. So, what we do is we get a little bit of the diary that's been filled in. 7 AM, house 2, Glencrest Lane. If we had different people in different buildings, it would have several diary entries for each house. And this tells you what's exactly happened. So, Kelly is modifying a handgun. Excellent. Kelly is trying to scrap some furniture, so she's breaking down some furniture. I'm thinking she's just going to tie like a chair leg onto it, so you could got a stand, like a rest. Make a monopod for a handgun. We found 2 cooking ingredients in the kitchen. We found 2 cooking ingredients and a sponge in the kitchen. Vanessa notes there's only 1 shower in the house, and Vanessa says half the rooms have now been searched. Like I say, everything's told as a story, but almost everything gives you valuable pieces of information. So, for example, Vanessa notes there's only 1 shower in the house. You may think that's pretty pointless, but no, it is actually quite vital to know that, because if people can't shower or clean themselves, they will get, not only they'll get unhappy, they'll also get some negative modifiers, or eventually they can. And I'm guessing, and this is only a guess by the way, that can lead to worse things like disease and that sort of thing. But again, only a guess because I've never actually experienced it. Either way, it's something you don't want to happen. You want to keep people clean and happy. But there's only been 1 shower in the house. That might be a problem. I've not really encountered a problem with 1 shower. It's only when there's been 0 showers. But with only 1 shower, you might have a bit of a conflict if 2 people try to use it at the same hour. But, you know, it's again, the whole point is that this information is useful, so it's something you really need to keep on board. It's one of them games you have to be quite attentive, which is why I tend to fall down on it. Anyway, we've still got these all doing the same orders. They will generally stay on the same orders unless you order them. Otherwise, unless there's something where they can't do, like, for example, if you set them to treat an injured survivor, or for example clean up corpses, they'll stop doing it if they've either had a rest or clean up all the corpses respectively. So they're all on the same thing, so we're just going to end the turn. Might as well just keep ending the turn there. House 2, Glencrest Lane. Kelly's trying to scrap some furniture, so she's still trying to break it down. We found a can of gasoline in the living room. I'm not going to question that. Kelly turned a bed into scrap. We found a chess set in the living room, and Kelly is still trying to get started on the handgun, so she's obviously just riving at a bit of furniture. I think she's just trying to silence it by putting a cushion in the front and taping it on. Anyway, so we're just going to keep ending the turn, really, until something eventful happens. House 2, Glencrest Lane, again, 9 AM. We found a deck of playing cards in the living room. Kelly has barely made any progress on modifications to the handgun, and almost all rooms in the house have been searched. Now, the main reason why, or at least I believe the main reason why there hasn't been any progress, is because we haven't got any tools. When you find things like hammers and screwdrivers and welding sets and stuff, that'll really speed up the way you actually, you know, it'll speed up the modifying of certain things. Anyway, House 2, Glencrest Lane. We found a bandage in the bathroom. That's actually some pills. Apparently it didn't really help the person who was trying to grab them because it's covered in blood. Kelly created a double-barreled shotgun. It is now better at... What? Kelly created a double-barreled shotgun. It is now better at close quarters combat. What do you mean she created a shotgun, handgun. She created a double-barrel handgun. I am really trying to work out how she's done that. See, we only had 1 handgun. If she found another handgun and taped it together, then that's double-barreled handgun. The only other things I can think of is that she's put an extremely sharp knife right at the front of the muzzle. So when you fire, it cuts the bullet in 2, and then that becomes 2 bullets. But then that's not technically double-barreled, unless you then put 2 barrels after that, in which case it's sort of a ghetto version. Like, it's a bit custom with an orcish K custom. It's got more Daka sort of style. I'm not going to question it. We found a packet of painkillers in the bathroom. Walter reported that the house is surrounded by a small number of zombies. He added that the noise level in the house is low. Hopefully zombies won't be interested. That is very important information. If people were just banging and clanging inside the house, we'd probably attract all the zombies. All the rooms in the house have now been searched. So, that's all been searched. There's nothing more in the house for us to really find. I'm going to click and drag everybody and put them all on that building there. What they will do is they will then go investigate the factory at the Tanner Lane. I can change that from investigate to either breach, which is they will charge up, occupy the factory and killing any zombies that get in the way, or assault, which is charge it, surround it, fight, basically kill things around it and then head back. That's an assault. I'm going to change it to breach, and I want to take everything here. So let's take everything that we have, or at least everything that we can carry. There's only a certain amount that you can carry. You can see this is weight. I can carry 23 maximum, but I only have 18.3 generic weight, I guess, of items. Is that kilograms? It might be kilos. But yes, 18.3, weight that we have overall. Obviously, the more things we carry, the more things the closer we'll get to that. Weight value. Right, so we're going to breach the area. We've got all of our stuff with us, and we're ready to go. Breach. Ready for fighting? Fighting. Oh, that's not good. So, 11 a.m. Factory 7 Tanner Lane. The factory at 7 Tanner Lane is a medium-sized building with around 9 rooms. It has 7 doors, 17 windows leading from the outside. The place should contain a cache of tools. Walter says might be a good place to modify equipment. Walter, Christina, Vanessa, Kelly, and Spencer approached the factory with an intention of breaking in. It was an easy place to get access to, so they didn't have to spend much time in finding the way inside. They headed inside the door. They headed to a side door leading to the second loading dock. Once they get closer, it required some effort to access. We cleared the room, taking down 2 zombies. Christina received some bruising. Sounds like there are only a handful of zombies wandering around in here. A small mob is gathering outside the factory. So we managed to get in, but you can see Christina is actually weaker. We have an injury now because she's bruised. Not really a big problem, that, to be honest with you. It's just a little bit of bruising. But we want to obviously avoid that as much as possible. So they are still breaching. I don't really have any orders that I can do. We need to continue breaching. That's not good. Walter is infected. Turns out those lacerations weren't so benign. Vanessa, Kelly and Christina want to kill him, but this would have a dramatic effect on Spencer. If we let him live, he'll drain our medical supplies, not to mention he could turn on us. Spencer thinks he can stop the infection by amputating Walter's leg and with a circular saw. Oh, see, this is a bit of a problem. We have an option. This is what's called a dilemma. We can either, obviously it's a dilemma, but in game it's called a dilemma. What do you want to do? We can kill him, we can let him live, or we can try amputating his leg. Now you have to be very, very. This game is quite harsh, right? We have to think harshly as well. If we kill him, he's not going to turn into a zombie. Okay, he's just going to be dead. But we will lose out Walter A, which is, who was Walter A? I can't remember exactly what he did. Was he... I think he was our just generic guy who wasn't really very good at anything. But obviously carry weight will go down, relationships might go down, etc. Or it will go down. Spencer will have, have a dramatic effect on Spencer. We can let him live, in which case we run the risk of him turning into a zombie. Or we can try and amputate his leg. That could go into success. We do have a surgeon, which is good, and we do have tools. I use that word very, very lightly. Tools, a circular saw. So it's sort of... what do you want to do, really? We could amputate his leg, but that will slow him down if he survives. I am going to go play hardball in this one and kill him. Factory 7, Tanner Lane, Walter A. Walter took painkillers to deal with his injuries. He will be able to function for 6 hours. The effect should also slow the course of an infection in Walter. Walter, Christina, Kelly, and Vanessa and Spencer were still trying to clear out the remaining zombies inside the factory. A small mob gathered outside the place. Our defences didn't hold. 6 zombies found a way inside. Most of the fighting took place in the second loading dock. Walter chopped 2 zombies with a carving knife. Spencer smashed the zombie's head in with his bare hands after striking its torso, head, right foot, left hand, and left leg. Is this Bane? He just went to town on that zombie. Vanessa struck 2 zombies with a saucepan. Meanwhile, in the garage, Vanessa smashed a zombie's head in with a saucepan after bashing its left foot. They got them all. So they're all gone. Walter received small cuts and tears and some bruising. Walter became frustrated with everybody after the battle. Walter got infected. Turns out those lacerations were so benign. We killed him. Vanessa, Kelly, Christina supported the decision, saying it was too risky and he should have been drained on supplies. He would have been a drain on supplies. But Spencer was distraught. He said he couldn't afford to lose anyone right now. There we go. We have one person already lost. If we open up the relationship, oh, relationship with Spencer is not good. Who did we lose? We've still got our firefighter, our athlete, who is a bit bruised. We have Kelly, who's our engineer, and Spencer, our surgeon. We lost the random guy that wasn't really good at anything, but we did lose a guy, and most importantly, our relationship has decreased an absolute crap load. I am not confident on this one. Already I am not confident. This is not looking good. But we are now inside the building. We're now inside the factory. It is unsecured. It's only search 44%. We're going to search it like hell and then run to the church. Whew. Next episode. Might even be the last episode. Comments in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. Take care and generic partings.